Do you feel unsure when using electrostimulation in your treatments? You're not alone. Most of us didn't get enough hands-on e-stim training in school, and that gap shows up fast in treatment. So today I'm giving you a sneak peek and sharing Module 8 from Dr. Rebecca Stevens' Acupuncture Musculoskeletal Manual online course. This is all about electroacupuncture for the shoulder. Clear, practical, and exactly the clinical detail we should have learned in school but did not. Watch it, take notes, and if you want the full course, everything from trigger point release to bone pecking to all 16 muscles of the chest, shoulder, and upper arm, the link of this course is below. Part 1 and 2 is all about the lower body from the lower back to the foot, and part 3 is all about the shoulder, upper arm, and chest. Now, I hope you truly benefit from the close-up demonstration in these modules. Let's do it.
Moving on to electrostimulation. Again, a nice simple demonstration for an e-stim technique you can use for the rotator cuff. Here I am targeting supraspinatus. I have a pair of needles at the main motor point location, which is small intestine 12. Remembering the motor point is basically the biggest, juiciest, and most predictable trigger point location. So again, small intestine 12 or muscle midpoint for supraspinatus. And all of these locations are listed in the muscle intros. The other pair of needles is close to its insertion point, so nearing the superior facet on the head of the humerus. To access that, you use the same approach as you would for bone pecking, demonstrated in that section, and then you leave the pins in place and attach the wires. Here I have my trusty ES130 set up for a frequency setting anywhere from 4 to 6, and leaving that on for about 10 minutes. Great way to stimulate this often weak muscle, helping to reconnect its better communication with the central nervous system, and providing that healing therapy of increasing signaling and circulation. The next demo is for the AC joint and impingement areas. I also put a pair at the SC joint for good measure, and you can see how shallow that is. I'm using two 1/2 inch or 15 millimeter needles there. Likely the patient barely felt those, but you might get a slight ache. The AC joint. So find the junction, touch the joint. Again, this is employing a similar technique as in the bone pecking section, but just advance, touch the structure, and leave it. And you do not need to go deep to reach it at all. And then into the subacromial space by advancing a pair of needles into the Sanjiao 14 region, or just under the tip of the acromion, roughly 2 finger breadths below, and into that space. This can give a deep aching sensation to the patient, so work here within comfort. Perpendicular insertion to the skin, that is a 2 inch or 50 millimeter needle, and likely advanced about 1.5 inches or 40 millimeters. This hookup is about the same. You can use a higher frequency on these joints and joint spaces. Great for addressing inflammation. Here I've got it set to an 8. Moving on to a demonstration of a simple glenohumeral joint access at acupuncture point small intestine 10, which is found directly above the axillary fold in the depression under the scapular spine. I can insert here and slightly below that, advancing to the bone, and using that same faster frequency hookup. I like to slowly increase the intensity and ask the patient when it feels noticeable but still comfortable. Next up is an e-stim treatment for the biceps long head tendon. First, a pair to the motor point of the long head of biceps itself. And next, a point pair at the bicipital groove, usually in the region of the transverse humeral ligament and or in the region that is most tender, and you can find that by careful palpation. Again, I would likely hook this up at about a 4 to 6 frequency.
Did you enjoy this? Rebecca is such a great teacher, and the close-up demos make it so worth it. Take the next step and invest in this course today. The link is below for you.